Welcome to week 2. We are now looking at supportive laws and regulations for diverse learners. So I'm going to click in here. Those are all the learning objectives. Here is our task list. So this is everything that we'll be doing to get through this week. You can see that I started off with the potluck sign-up sheet. So you have each day here, and you can just write your name and what you're going to bring. And then of course watching the support video. So after I finish recording it, then I will be able to, hand that over to you. There we go. Or upload it here, and then you'll be able to access it. This just goes through what we're doing in class. We're going to do a warm-up and talk a little bit about growth mindset. We'll go over the homework. We'll talk about all students, so that includes the 13 categories of disabilities, plus some other characteristics that might affect a student's learning. We're going to create a handbook for how to work with different learners. We're looking at educators' responsibilities, and then we're going to do a pre-referral activity. And I have an article that I read and analyzed, and so I'm going to show you a guided practice on how to kind of dissect an article. And then you're going to be working on your article critique. And so I've put you into groups for that based on your dream job, and I tried to find an article that supported what you hope to be doing in the future, and also a partner that matches up to that a bit. For what's next, what's due, so you're going to watch the weekly, that should have a video. There we go, the O's back now. So then you're going to be completing an online module, which has 3 videos and then some questions to answer. You'll read chapters 3 and 4, and then you're going to upload your pre-referral process activity, which we're starting in class. Then the article critique, and then which we're also starting in class, and then the critical reflection activity, which is just the questions that go with this week. So I just want to go through this. So this is an in-class assignment. We're, as I mentioned, going to create a diverse learners handbook, and this is just going to look at what teachers can do to support students who are dealing with these different issues. So we have the 13 diagnoses for disabilities under IDEA, and then we also have some other very common struggles that students might have. And I put you together, just so you know, the partner that you have is based on your current position right now, and then it is, as far as I know, it is a secondary person with an elementary person. Here is the online module. You can see that I have a video that's about 11 minutes on the pre-referral process. This is an IRIS video. You can, of course, go through the IRIS module on your own if you would like. And then I have an IEP overview. So this one goes over the types of services, and then from your textbook, and then this one actually goes through an actual IEP. So, and then I just have the questions, name 2 important things you learned from this module. How will this information affect your teaching? What questions do you still have? Here's the pre-referral activity. So today in class, so already you've read in your textbook about the pre-referral system. I've talked about it briefly in class. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about it, and I'm actually going to show you the Yetters article, which is one of those articles that's attached to the top part of this module in the task list. And I've actually analyzed that article, so I'm going to go through and show you how I analyzed it, and for the information that will help me as a practitioner. In the online module, remember you have that IRIS module part to take a look at, where I created the video about the pre-referral process, and they talk about some really good ways to think about the pre-referral. And then of course we're going to have a class discussion. And then you're going to go and either look at your own site or interview somebody about their site and what they're doing for the pre-referral process at their school site. Sorry, that was a little convoluted. And then you'll answer these 3 questions. So what are the components of an effective pre-referral team and process? How well is the school you identified implementing this process, and what changes would you make to the system if you could? So then that's due on the 19th. This is the article critique. Now we're starting this in class, and so I have the How to Read a Journal article here. I also have the Yetters article if you want to just kind of see how I did it. And then here is the here are the different articles about different topics. This is a task stream assignment, so you need to what I've done is I've partnered you up with somebody who has a similar dream job. So that was the second question in the assessment that I gave you, interest assessment that I gave you the first week. So that's how you got partnered up with the person you're with. So you're going to be reading these articles in class. I'm giving you time in class to read them and talk to your partner about them. And then you will basically dissect and analyze the article. So then when you get home, you can write your article critique. And the article critique should have a citation in APA, and then a description of the problem or issue, then the methodology and data analysis used, and then the 3 to 5 key points of the article, and discussion points. So what you liked, what you didn't like, what the article failed to cover, the relevance to your teaching. And you're going to show me critical thinking by connecting the article information to either other published materials that you've read, your experience in education, areas or ideas you'd like to explore further now that you've read the article. So that's how you write your journal or the article critique. These are the partners that I put together and the what I got from your responses, and then these are the articles from up here that you will actually be reading. And then finally, here's the critical reflection activity for this week. So you use your textbook readings, in-class presentations and discussions, videos, your own experience, and online modules to answer the following questions. So the first one is actually based on our warm-up. So what would you do if you found the note displayed in the warm-up? How would you support students, the student, the family, your class, and yourself? And we'll be talking about that in class. Name 2 takeaways from the Byron Katie clip you watched. Name 1 thing that you can do for each of these diverse learners. So I've got just a few of these that we may or may not get through in class, but we will at least get through the LGBTQ, depression, socioeconomic status, racially, ethnically, culturally diverse, and linguistically diverse students. These 3, I'm not sure if we're going to get there, but I wanted to make sure to give you time in class. So if we don't get there, just write, we did not hear the presentation or something. Then we're going to be looking at SELT scores. So one of the things that I have realized over the years is that oftentimes after you take your course on diverse learners, you forget some of the key components because you're not necessarily working with students. So we're going to look at SELT results and then how you can improve your teacher or teaching based on that. We're going to be talking about the site inclusivity assessment in groups, and I want you to write 2 sentences about your group discussion. So it should be something that really pulls together all the information that your group figured out. Then you're going to identify if you're a special educator or general ed or dual, and then list out your responsibilities according to IDEA. And remember, this is in your textbook. I have some slides about this, and we'll be talking about that throughout the class. And then what are the components of the IEP? So that's on the module, and then it's also in your textbook. And this is really important because hopefully you will be now accessing some IEPs so that you can get to know how to support these students best. And then what co-teaching model was demonstrated today? Name 2 positives and 2 negatives of that approach. And then the feedback is that now that you've finished reading 4 chapters and using the index to read about diverse learning groups, what do you think of the textbook so far? What do you like? What don't you like? So that will get us through this week. If you have any questions, please remember to email, text, or call. I am here to support you in being as successful as possible. Oh, I also wanted to mention you can just download this document and type right into that if you'd like. Okay, have a great day.